Hi, folks. I'm Dave from Rampant Wolf Games.
And I am Chris from D6 Machina, who's going to put his water over here.
Are you sure? Today we're going to be talking about casual games for 5 or more players.
Now, very specifically, when we got the definition of casual games,
yeah,
it had to be a game that had to be. It couldn't be very complex.
Ooh. Nope, just kidding.
Okay, I'm thinking. Please, for the love of God, you did not put you did not put Eldritch Horror on this.
I did. No, I'm just kidding.
So it had to be a casual game because yeah, there are a few games that I've seen that will go up to 5+ players, but they're like, wow, this is crazy. Like this is really overly complex.
See, I felt like the way the topic was leading it was almost basically saying, "Give me party games." That's what I felt like, and
it was. But I made a point going, you know what? No. I wasn't. The Pacific list was not for party games. It was casual games for 5+ players. So it's a game 5 people can play before they move on to something meatier.
Filler
right?
games. Yeah.
So it's I don't say filler games per se, but it's a game. It's the party game that your gamer friends come down to play. Because there's 2 types of party games. There's the party games you bring over from the people who don't play. Like, let's play Cards Against Humanity. And you're like, shut up. We're going to play a game that's good. We're playing Codenames. Codenames not on my list. I'm sure it's on your list because I feel it's a party game that's for people who don't play games.
Yeah.
These are 5+ player games for players that do play games. That have evolved past the stupid party games antics that you drink that you play when you're drunk.
I don't know. Now I'm going to throw one in there.
My list, I'm pretty happy about my list. The other thing is that with my list, though, I made a point of not selecting 5 games, like 5-player games, because I have a few games that go right to 5.
Yeah,
I cut those out because it's 5+. I want it to be a game that's like 6, 7, 8 players or higher. So that eliminated quite a few.
Okay.
So yeah, so casual games. So all of these conditions for a friggin' list. 5+ casual games.
I don't work inside boxes.
No, you like yours. Yours is crazy. Mine, I like defining and justifying my list. All right.
Only list though, and the rest. I want. Yeah.
And you like breaking the mold. Like you're a wild man.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Bang.
Cash and Guns is on your list, isn't it?
No. All right. Okay, starting at number 5, there is a warning. Disclaimer. Disclaimer. This is not for kids, this game.
Oh God.
This game is not for kids, and this is not even safe for work. This is not even probably safe to play. It is Disturbed Friends.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, I'm giving some love out to the Canadian company, man.
Disturbed Friends Canadian?
Yeah.
They would be.
Yeah, they would be. I'm not going to describe much about this game other than to say it is like Cards Against Humanity, but worse. It is Cards Against Humanity to the nth level. It is disturbing. It earned its title. But yeah, so that's my number 5.
I actually not played it, but it feels like it's in that same vein, and I cut those out, right? So I was actually where I was looking in the game store. Disturbed Friends was a popular game there, but What Do You Mean was outselling it because What Do You Mean was the biggest thing. Oh, but What Do You Mean was huge that season.
Oh God, I played that game. I can't play that game. Like the cards just physically
make you ill.
Made me ill and just
angry. My number 5 game is a game that you might actually want to play. It's called Steampunk Rally.
You mean that one right there?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Because you keep on talking about game, but Steampunk Rally is a good game. It's good, dice management. You get to build this cool little steampunk machine, and unlike other games where you build things, you actually can build something nice and awesome with jet engines and rockets and tank treads. And it's just cool, and you're rolling dice, you're placing dice, and you move dice around. It becomes a little almost engine builder, and you're racing your little guy across the map, and it goes to like 8 players, right? And that's like one thing. Is like this game could have been really lazy and been mechanically balanced for 4 players. Like, nah, screw it, go right to 8. Is it? Where is it? Steampunk Rally. Is it? Yeah, I think it goes to 2 to 6 or 2 to 8?
2 to 8.
Yeah, so 8 players, which is really unusual of a game of its type.
Yeah.
It's really fun. It's a die placing game. I love the art aesthetic. I love the characters you get to play. You get to play all these classic Nicholas Tesla and Albert Einstein and Marie Curie and so forth. It's a fun game. I really enjoy it. I wish there was more stuff for it. I mean,
like an expansion.
Yeah. Yeah, expansion would be awesome. I think that game is ripe for an expansion.
Yeah.
So that's my number 5 pick, Steampunk Rally.
So my number 4 pick, which was just subbed in just now, is Telestrations. It's a casual game.
It's a very casual game.
It's a very casual game.
See, I'm not even going to say, it's a party game. I'm going to contest and say, that's not really much of a game.
Yeah.
Because, let's be honest, there's not a lot of game in Telestrations.
No,
we played the game 2 or 3 times. Have we ever declared a winner?
No. There have been some...
I don't think we've ever completed it, because we end Telestrations, we set up another game, and I'm like, are we going to decide who won? Because it seems like we don't care.
No, we don't care because it was just so much fun.
Yeah.
You can't tell me you don't have fun playing.
Oh, yeah. I think the only game where I've laughed harder... no, I think I've laughed about the same.
Yeah.
Was Mountains of Madness.
Yeah.
But that one is sustained level 7 laughter. Mountains of Madness is frustrating, and then there's a quick moment of level 9 laughter.
Yeah.
But this was it's like continuous level 7, so you're just constantly in a good mood for all of it.
Yeah.
But it's not a game. Even Tom Bassel on Dice Tower is like, this is great. This is fantastic. This is not a game. People just stop caring.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares whether there's a winner or lose. You just want to play the game. It's brilliant.
Yep.
But it's not a game.
All right. Number 3.
Number 4.
Number 4. Oh, that's right, because I won. Did we?
Yes, you did.
All right, so it's number 3.
Take the victory.
Yeah, so now you're number 4. No, that was my 4.
Yeah, so it's my 4.
Okay, then take your 4.
Roll for it.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right, number 3.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's just like, well, it's casual. It's really casual. It's one of our favorite filler games.
Yep.
And it goes up to 6 players.
Yes, it does.
So by definition, it is a casual game for 5+ players.
Yeah, but...
It's not high on my list. I think the other games are more enjoyable. But I can't deny the fact that Roll For It is an extremely popular casual game that can be played for up to 6 people.
Okay.
So it's one of those things, I can't really say much about it. There's no long debate. It's Roll For It. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, the greatest movies of all time. Well, Godfather's on it. Yeah, I guess got to put Godfather on it. Like other better films, I'm sure there are, but you got to put Godfather on it. What?
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, but you can put other films on the list, but you're making a top 10 list of all time, and if you're a big film aficionado, you just have to put certain films on the list. I mean, I don't really care for The Godfather, but I guess I have to put The Godfather on. It's like you're doing a game if Roll For It falls into the category of a list you're doing, it just somehow percolates to the surface like scum. It's not a bad game, but it just finds its way and infects it because it's so simple and pure. It's almost like a cute puppy. You just you just want to smack it or pet it or both. Anyway, that's number 4.
All right.
Roll For It.
So my number 3, the one caveat on this one is it is playable with more than 4 players. You just need 2 copies of it.
Oh, no!
Yep. And that is Cthulhu Realms. And at which point you can play with 8 people. It is quick. It is fast. It is basically Star Realms, but better. And it's set in, of course, the H.P. Lovecraft.
Because the same thing with Star Realms. The Star Realms you can play with 6 people. It's going to buy more decks.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah. It's a very casual game.
All right.
So that's my number 3, Cthulhu Realms.
All right. So my number 3
Feel the power of the dog.
is another game that's very popular for casual players. It's not a really short game. I mean, it takes about an hour. It takes about 45 minutes or so. But I enjoy the game despite the mechanics. And that's Sheriff of Nottingham. Sheriff of Nottingham plays 5+, and I enjoy it because it's a very casual game. It is a great bridging game. I wouldn't call it a gateway game. It kind of falls into that category, but it falls into that beautiful category between being a party game and being a serious game. So
it also is a good game to piss people off, I found.
I have not. which is really funny. Despite what the game is and deals with that level of conflict, I've never had a situation where I've gotten angry with people. Like Mission Red Planet, I've literally wanted to throw the game across the room and tell people like you are horrible people for enjoying this game. But Sheriff of Nottingham, I guess it depends on your group. It's also the only game that deals with social lying, that type of real personal interaction that my fiance will actually play because she hates, like with a capital H, hates any form of bluffing, lying, or deception mechanics in any of her games.
My wife hates bluffing games and she hates that game.
Yeah, but my wife will play Sheriff Nottingham. She's got to get a drink in her. Then she loves it. But that's the only exception. Other games she still won't play.
Yeah. All right.
That's my number 3 pick, Sheriff of Nottingham. Haven't even touched the expansion, but apparently it's good.
Not from what I've heard. But anyways.
Okay.
Number 2 is...
I haven't paid it.
Yep.
Haven't bought it.
That's why I haven't bought it. Number 2 is a new entry into board games that literally just arrived 2 weeks ago at my door. Kickstarted, and that is Mystchatonic University.
What the what?
Oh no, it's a Mystchatonic University, the Restricted Collection.
Oh, come on, guys. Just name a game. It's not... Well, I love the box.
Yeah. It's a book.
Oh, Rainer Knizia.
Yeah.
Oh, I know it's a book.
It's a set collection push your luck game.
Push your luck. It can miss on me sometimes. Like this. That's pretty neat.
So yeah, those are your player boards. Plays up to 5. And basically you're just trying to collect sets, and if you end up with duplicates, you end up getting kicked out of the library and your turn is done.
Interesting.
So it's a very quick game, but yeah. And then whoever has caught the most lore points at the end of the game wins. Very simple.
It's simple. It's nice.
So that was number 2.
My number 2, there's not much to say about that. It's just quick in and out. On my number 2, I gotta say it correctly. Epic Spell Wars of the Battle Wizards Duel of Mouse Skullfires!
Yeah. The Pick of Destiny? Is that what we're doing here?
Yes, I despite having a complete gotcha mechanic, like it's got things that I shouldn't like. Player elimination, it's take that. But it's the game that kind of... I don't care about Star Munchkin. If someone wants to play Munchkin anymore, I'm like, no, let's play Epic Spell Wars. Epic Spell Wars isn't tired. I love the goofy humor. I love the chaining the spells and running a spell. So it is a funny game to play. It's so fun to just build your spell. I stopped caring about who I'm killing and who's the more important target. I concentrate more importantly on just what kind of awesome spell, what kind of awesome stupid chain can I play out. And then I just randomly hitting people left and right. Because that's the other thing about the game. It's actually very difficult to target someone specific. So your spell is just cooking off and doing crazy stuff, and it's hitting this guy, healing you, helping that person, then hurting this person, and then your next thing in your spell helps that person, hurts that person. It's just complete chaos, and I enjoy the hell out of it. It seems random, but it's not. You're getting cards, you're figuring out which ones to chain up together to try to get a good synergy going. So it's got better mechanics, and it plays really high player count. But yeah, it's a very interesting game. It's one of the few games that's an exception to a lot of the rules because it's so fun to play, and because it's also quick. You can run the game like 10-15 minutes for a round, and then you can play something else.
There you go.
So that's my number 2 pick. Epic Spell Wars of the Battle Wizards Duel at Mount Skullfires. All
right.
Snap. Game 50-50. My number 1 pick. It's a game I actually quite enjoy. It's a game I actually don't even own. But it's a game I enjoy. And I haven't bought it because it's really freaking expensive. It's called Formula Day.
Formula D or Formula Day?
I call it Formula Day, even though people call it Formula D. But originally the game was French, and they called it Formula Day. And then when it got imported and mass-produced, they turned it to Formula D. And Formula D, I don't know. Formula Day, I'll take it for it. I'm calling it Formula Day because my fiance is French. So Formula Day, it's a roll and move, but it has some enjoyable mechanics, and it plays to obscene amounts of players, like
12 or 10.
Yeah, it has dice that have no reason to have that many facings. There's a 30-sided dice, and yet there's only like 10 or 12 different facings on it. It doesn't need to be that big. It could literally have been just 4 different types of die 10 with different increments on them. They didn't have to. But they did it for just pure giggles. I love the fact you can build these different race courses, and I think that's really cool as well. It's fun. Plays at a high player count, and it's just fun. And I love the advanced rules where then you can actually involve strategy, you mitigating damage and tires, and that's when the game becomes a bit more involving. But if you want a race casual game, just go okay, done. We're playing it, and then it's through in half hour, 45 minutes, and somebody wins. So that's my number 1 pick, Formula D.
All right. So my number 1 pick for it. Sorry, my number 1 pick is Roll For It.
I don't feel bad. You put that at number 1, eh?
I did. Because it is very casual and it plays more than 5.
It is the scum that rolls to the top.
Well, yeah.
It's not a bad thing. Scum survives.
Yeah.
It's quite lit. It's fungus.
Han Solo was scum.
Yes, rebel scum.
Rebel scum.
So yeah, no, yeah.
So, there's not much.
There's a point where I can like no roll for it. You don't get to go on the list anymore. I'm kicking you off to the curb. No, I mean it's like a cute little puppy. You're like, okay, come back inside. You're nice and cute and adorable. You have crystal dice, a nice little bag. You're allowed.
All right. So my number 5 was Disturbed Friends. Number 4 was Telestrations. Number 3 was Cthulhu Realms. Number 2, Mystchatonic University, the Restricted Collection. And number 1 was Roll For It.
My number 5 is Steampunk Rally. Number 4, Roll For It. Number 3, Sheriff of Notingham. Number 2, Epic Spill Wars with Battle Wizards, Duel at Mount Skullfires. That's never getting old. And number 1 is Formula Day.
All right. And I've been Dave.
And I have been Dave.
And remember, the rules are just a suggestion. Play the game how you want to play it.
All right.